Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Fight Focus.
And for today's video, we will be covering the scariest MMA knockouts ever seen.
Also, if you enjoy this video, please make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and comment what video you want to see next. Let's get to it.
The most feared and fabled method for getting the win is the holy of combat sports holies, the knockout. For this video, we have compiled the list of instances where MMA fighters knock their opponents out with some of the most terrifying strikes ever seen in the octagon. Number 12, Edson Barbosa. This kick is one of the more iconic kicks ever seen in MMA, and the effect itself is noteworthy.
It really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out? Oh my goodness! Wow.
Yep, Edson Barbosa pretty much turned his opponent Terry Edom into a frozen being just like Han Solo after a spinning wheel kick would land flush on the face of the British fighter. What's even better is Joe Rogan's commentary as the kick is landing. This insane finish came in the third round when the Brazilian spun lightning fast and instantly turned his opponent into a statue. Number 11, Gary Goodridge. You have never seen a knockout like this in your life. I guarantee it.
The leg. And Herrera's a very good grappler here. Oh my, elbows in number by Goodridge, and that...
Goodridge formed a human crucifix across Herrera's shoulders. The first shot rocked Herrera, the second put him to sleep, the remaining 6 punctuated the ferocious debut of Big Daddy. This move could have easily been classified as murder, since after like the second elbow you can see that Paul had already lost consciousness and the fight should have been stopped. Number 10, Dan Henderson. After watching this first-degree manslaughter take place, the real question was how Michael Bisping was ever able to walk again.
That's all! He's down! And it is all over!
Henderson obliterated Bisping's face with an atomic right hand, dropping Bisping cold, but Hendo wanted to make sure Bisping wasn't getting back up, so he soared through the air like Khabib Nurmagomedov and delivered one final blow to the unconscious Brit before the ref dragged him off. It was the first time he'd ever been finished or knocked out, and it was a loss that hounded him throughout his career until he finally got his revenge 7 years later. Number 9, Altanbek Mamashov. Altanbek Mamashov was an MMA fighter who was dubbed gold against Brazilian wrestler Elias Silveiro at the ACA 30 event in Russia.
Silverio, goodness me. Now he's picking it up, huge shots. Mamashov with the finish! Wow! Wow! The right hand knocks the mouthpiece.
Taking advantage of the opportunity, Mamashov launched a huge right hook that hit the middle of Silveiro's jaw, blowing out the Brazilian's mouthguard. Of course, after this heavy blow like a sledgehammer, the Brazilian wrestler was knocked out. But you can never forget the power of this strike and how close it was to knocking the Brazilian's head off. Number 8, Uriah Hall.
Let's go offense on.
Circle. More, couple more.
More offense.
This knockout left Hall's opponent completely floored and unconscious, but when he finally woke up, he definitely didn't sound alright. Hall took on Adam Sella in their preliminary fight during the filming of season 17 of The Ultimate Fighter, but his spinning hook kick finish wasn't one for the squeamish. The Jamaican American even apologized to the incapacitated Sella, who thankfully got up after treatment and avoided serious injury. This was one of those instances in the UFC where most of the people were wondering if this fighter had died. Number 7, Jorge Masvidal. I mean, this one should be able to speak for itself.
Again, the fight clock is brought to you by Modelo.
The Cuban-American MMA fighter produced a stunning flying knee strike that absolutely destroyed Askren in 5 seconds in their welterweight contest. Askren was left helpless as Gamebred followed up with 2 necessary punches to the face before referee Jason Herzog leapt on top of the downed fighter and ended the fight. Number 6, Matt Riddle. The after effects of the strike was probably scarier than the knockout itself, but here, check it out.
To your right, buddy. Yeah! It's over.
Are you okay?
The WWE superstar started the second round early by delivering a ferocious right hook on Simler, which immediately dropped his opponent. Then Riddle pounced on Simler and followed up with 3 brutal hammer fists to the face before referee Herb Dean pulled him away. Simler could be heard mumbling and moaning on the octagon mat as the clip was spliced with reactions from those in attendance. Dana White looked on in complete shock at Simler, who had broken his jaw in 2 places after medical examination revealed the extent of the damage caused. Number 5, Michael Page. If you haven't seen this knockout already, we warn you that the footage is violent. This knockout has to be one of the scariest ever recorded.
Just about everything you need in a fight you lose off the liver shot. It can come back.
Beautiful. Runs into the jump knee and it's over.
Michael Page's KO of Evangelista Santos not only ended the fight, but the brute force of his knee strike crushed Santos' skull into pieces, requiring immediate surgery and forcing the Brazilian veteran into retirement. I mean, just close your eyes and listen to the sound of the knee. Number 4, Matt Brown. You aren't prepared for what Matt Brown did to Diego Sanchez on fight night.
He's gonna look for that elbow. He's out. Referee steps in. Matt the Immortal Brown.
Brown caught Sanchez's kick in the first round, walked him back against the cage, had the time to frame his elbow, and then obliterated Sanchez. The way his body flung to the floor after this powerhouse elbow just showcased how much power Matt Brown had. Number 3, Yuri Prochazka.
Reyes still firing back. Toughness shown on each side.
The pair traded with tremendous force for more than 9 minutes. Prochazka outlanded Reyes 78-68 in total strikes, and the knockout blow will undeniably be among the contenders for the 2021 KO of the year. He landed a beautiful spinning elbow that left Reyes face first on the mat unconscious and earned him a shot at the 205-pound title. Number 2, Gabriel Gonzaga. Gabriel Gonzaga scored one of the biggest upsets when he knocked out Mirko Cro Cop with a head kick at UFC 70 in Manchester, and it was pretty terrifying.
Ribs, man. Mirko looks tentative, though.
The two heavyweights headlined the fight card, and it ended in dramatic fashion. It was one of the bigger upsets seen in the UFC, and just as shocking because it happened to one of the most feared kickers ever to step foot inside the cage. This insane finish would occur in the first round and would land right on the head of the Croatian, causing him to crumble to the canvas. Number 1, Francis Ngannou. What do you get when you cross the hardest hitter in the history of the UFC and an open chin?
Maynard's phone to try to get a matchup with Ngannou. Down goes the Reem. Francis Ngannou!
UFC 218 was Ngannou's chance to prove his worth, and he did just that after a thunderous left uppercut in the first round. The Cameroonian French Wrecking Ball had already made a name for himself as the most terrifying fighter in the division, but this brutal KO on Alistair Overeem had well and truly made him a challenger for the title. I mean, it speaks volumes when Francis Ngannou's striking power is equivalent to that of a Prius going 40 miles an hour. And that right there concludes this video. If you made it this far, please let us know how we did in the comments below. Alright MMA fans, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, make sure to hit the notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Also, don't forget to comment below what video you want to see next.